Hello, welcome back. This is literally right after the first part. I was feeling pretty good. This is a really short video again, so I thought might as well do it now while I have the chance. It's gonna take maybe 10 minutes. It'll be really quick upload. So this one is gonna be Vaults 5, just Vaults 5. The reason why I want just Vaults 5 to be a separate video is because it's honestly one of the most dangerous areas that I know. And foolishly, whoops, daisies, that's not right. I foolishly decided to waste my magic mapping. So this is going to be even more dangerous than usual. So let's talk about what's wrong with Vaults 5 and why I think it's way too difficult now for a regular 3M character. This Minotaur doesn't really count because, not everyone plays Minotaur Berserker. Not everyone does. A lot of you do as your first win, but maybe you don't. So let's have a quick talk before we go down. Now, Minotaur Berserker is difficult. Vaults 5 is difficult. Well, that was not true at all. Vaults 5 is difficult because there's a lot of enemies in there. There's a ton of noise, a ton of enemies that can create noise, like lightning bolts and stuff, and fireballs. There are summoners in there, there's potential liches in there, there's quicksilver dragons which can remove all of your buffs with one breath weapon. There are the chromatic convokers, whatever they're called, the vault guards, that can, lock you out of Vaults 5. Out of escaping. They can mark you, they can summon more guys. It's just not a fun ride. All the vault guards do so much down there. It makes an already lethal, a fairly dangerous place into a lethal place. If you get in a bad spot and you get accidentally marked, well, you're gonna have to fight the whole floor to get out. So I suggest using teleports really often in Vaults 5. Like not like every fight use teleport. I'm just saying, like, if you ever get into a situation where you're about to be swarmed, just teleport out. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Alright, so let's talk about Vaults 5, tackling Vaults 5 immediately. So the second we go down, there's going to be a ring of vault guards. They're going to be immediately a threat. So I'm going to agility myself. I'm not going to haste because, I feel like I only have one left. I need to maybe save it for a rainy day. And I have max resists. I might as well. I'm still going to quaff a potion of resistance just to get poison, electricity, corrosion, just whatever, I'm going to cast my regen. Honestly, this fire grab's not going to do any damage, so I'm just going to go down. I'm going to go down. Okay, so immediately we are scared. There's an ancient lich here. There are 2 yellow guards here. I am going to fight for as long as I have over 200 health, and the moment I have over 200 health, I'm going to teleport. So I am already afraid. This quicksilver dragon can take my teleport away. I'm going to move away from it. Okay, 200 health is gone. 200 health is long gone. I'm already locked out. I can't go back upstairs. There's an ancient lich near me, and look at that. Tormented. This is scary. And look at that. Teleport straight into death. I'm going to teleport again. I'm going to keep heal wounding. I'm going to keep my regen up. There's already a lich just right after my teleport. I could die here. I'm going to run away. I'm going to keep running. I'm going to just keep running. I'm going to keep my regen up. Make sure my regen's up. And now I need to stabilize. So this is the most important part of Vaults 5. As a rule of thumb, if you can get a full rest in Vaults 5, you have stabilized and you are now free to explore the place. So I have not got my full rest up yet. I am still very close to death. I'm going to keep my regen up. I'm going to summon a brother-in-arms. I'm going to keep fighting this through. I'm going to try to get out safely. I'm going to use heal wounds just in case. I don't want to be dropping too far below half health. Again, this place is ridiculously dangerous. Okay, there's more enemies here. I'm going to keep my regen up. I'm going to use another brother-in-arms. I don't care about Trog's piety right now. It honestly does not matter to me. As long as I get out safely, this is okay. So, yeah. One of the few places where I get animated, I suppose, more animated when I talk, is Vaults 5, and that's because it's so dangerous. There's so many threats. Look at this. Titans, Tengu Reavers, Yaktor Pack, all at once. This is after me killing like 5-10 Vault Guards, and like killing half the inner floor. This is ridiculously dangerous. This is all dangerous. This is all lethal. If you don't know how to counter each specific enemy, like this Ancient Lich over here, you'd just be dead, straight up. I'm going to teleport again. That's how scared I am. I'm going to keep my regen up. I'm going to teleport again. I'm still in danger. I still haven't stabilized yet. I'm still in a lot of danger. I'm still very scared. Okay, the second I drop below half health, I'm going to teleport again. I've already teleported 4 times now. And, you know, I have yet to get a full rest up. This is why it's so scary. Look at this. Even for a Minotaur Berserker, this character was fighting... This character last episode fought maybe like 20 enemies and didn't even take damage. And look at this guy now. He is near dead. He is struggling to, like, catch his breath. And he is afraid. Look at this. I am just running. I'm hiding in a corner as best I can. I can't even get to full health. There's so many enemies here. Alright, well... Apparently there's a max protection here. Okay, I got almost a full rest. This is good. I'm gonna have to keep resting. I'm just gonna have to keep resting until enemies stop pouring in. Look how many enemies there are. This is insane. I get about maybe 30 turns before another enemy pops up. This is crazy. Alright, I'm gonna drop my protection of cold and pick this random amulet up. Not really that great. Okay, so this is maybe my first scroll of requirement. I think it is. And so let's talk a little bit about what we acquire. So, for characters, the most general thing to acquire is maybe wands. And the reason why I say wands is because you could get hasting, teleport, or heal wounds, which are really great. You could get armor if you're missing specific resistance slots. You're missing good slots. You could do a weapon if you don't have a gifting god like Trog or Okawaru. Those are very good. Weapon is kind of okay. Some mages maybe do a staff if you feel like it, but I really doubt that you would do that. So for this character, let's see, I have good resists, I have good weapon, all my slots are fine, so I'm going to go for a wand. Teleportation. Not the best, but, you know, it happens. You don't get the best all the time. What I was really hoping for there was maybe... haste. Oh yeah, and of course, if you are missing like resist mutation or something crazy, just acquire jewelry, it's fine. Alright, so scroll of magic mapping. I would have magic mapping this floor, but again I didn't get one. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to save this. I've actually stabilized now because I've gotten a full health heal. So I can kind of explore at my leisure now. The enemies should have deflated somewhat, not entirely. But, you know, I've killed quite a few, and I've taken, like, if you pretend that healing to full health is, like, instant, I've killed everything and I haven't taken any damage yet, so I've taken no lasting damage. So, you know, I can now explore this floor without the threat of this big ring of enemies. I'm still very wary that I could get marked, and I'd have to repeat the whole process again. Like so. In fact, I'm so scared, I'm actually going to quaff a potion of cancellation right now, just so I don't get marked. I'm also going to cast my regen. So this is getting loud. The Titan over there was making thunderbolts, and that attracted a lot of things. Let's actually go with strength this time. There's no real reason. Might as well. I'm going to teleport again. I'm at 2/3 health, not comfortable. Teleport again. Again, not comfortable. Okay, we've teleported back into the known area, the only area we've been able to clear. And I'm going to rest here in the exact same spot just to try to stabilize. Alright, good. So we've killed more enemies and we've taken no lasting damage. Wiglaf, I'm not really going to talk too much. He's very vanilla. He hastes himself and he mites himself. And he does damage to you. That's about it. That's his thing. He's just an Okawaru fighter. He's not very interesting. He's only occasionally dangerous when you encounter him very early on. Alright, so we're going to keep moving on. I've fallen to low health again, so I'm going to walk into a corner and rest. I don't need stealth to do this, I just need a lot of cleared area. Yeah, even though I think when I'm resting I'm not making too much noise anyway, so that should be okay. Okay, so there is a... Wow, that was incredibly dangerous. That was silly of me. My first reaction is to Trog's Hand. My second reaction is to Berserk. I immediately need the health and the killing power. I know that the enemy over there is going to start spawning stuff, which is very dangerous. So I'm going to back off. I'm going to try to keep not okay. So that was poorly done. It was a bit risky. So what happened is Trog Berserk. When you are a berserker of Trog, your berserks are pure berserks. So what that means is when you finish your berserking, you don't pass out. You just get slowed and exhausted. Usually you do also get slowed and exhausted, but you also pass out for a couple of turns. And also killing enemies actually increases the duration of your berserking. So, you know, I banked on that a little bit to, you know, be able to get, you know, what am I doing here? Yeah, I banked on that to be able to kill that lich. That was really dangerous. So liches are spellcasters again, so I'm going to pull into a corner, and I'm going to try to fight him with as little time as possible. So he managed to shoot, let's see. What did he shoot at me? I think he shot 2 crystal spears. Yeah, 2 crystal spears. So in that time, I could have taken maybe 200 damage from crystal spears. You know, I don't know how it interacts with armor, but I have taken more than 200 damage in 2 turns from the lich before. Mostly because crystal spear does so much damage. Maybe not over 200. I'd say about 200. I'm looking at... There's something interesting in my inventory I just didn't know. Oh, it's a Ring of Robustness. Okay, so that's AC plus 8. That's just a straight upgrade for my Ring of Protection. Yeah, while these things are really awesome to find, tactically they are not very interesting. And the reason why they're not very interesting is because, you know, it's a no-brainer to wear it, pretty much. There's no real downside, I suppose, to wearing the Ring of Robustness. It just gives you a really good amount of AC. That's its thing. It does that. It's good. It's great. There's no reason not to wear it. So yeah. So yeah. I suppose the game, it gets more interesting when you get these kind of things because they change a little bit the way you play. So for example, had I found this Ring of Robustness earlier, I got cast into the Abyss again. That's no big deal. At this point, Abyss is pretty weak. I have the rune already. There's no point in staying there. I've already proven that I can go in there for a very long time. It's fine. I would talk to you about Abyss mechanics, but you know, for another day. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about, I suppose, using artifacts early. So like how to adapt your character to artifacts. I know that wasn't really the point of this tutorial because I wanted to talk about consistency, but you know, whatever. If you find a good artifact early on, you need to consider its potential. What does it change about your build? Now, a good artifact might make or break your character if you're new. It might. As you get better and better though, you'll start to realize that you don't actually need good artifacts at all in the early game to survive. It's just a matter of skill. So I've got 4 runes now. I'm actually going to end the video after I finish speaking, and then I'm going to end the game in the next episode, which will be next. I might actually do this one now. I'm making very good time. I've pretty much recorded... Ah, man, this one is the wrong one as well. Okay, that was the vault. If you didn't watch the last video, there was a Juggernaut there. I didn't want to deal with it. Juggernauts are very scary. Okay, so let's just go to depth 5 and let's stand outside slot, I guess, for the ending. So let's go over briefly how to talk about, you know, adapting your character to an artifact. First of all, if the artifact is not in your weapon branch, so if it's not a polearm, if it's not an axe, and you're using an axe. Sorry, if it's not an axe and you're using an axe, honestly, don't tempt yourself into using it, I suppose. Unless it's an unrandom, so an unrandom artifact, one that is specifically hard-coded, and it's not, if it's a really, really good one that you know you can win the entire game with, I suppose you should switch weapon, but honestly, otherwise, just don't worry about it. You'll end up over time realizing that you don't need an amazing weapon to win, you can make your own one. It's not that hard. I've won my actual game with Tengu, Arcane Marksman, my last game for Greater Player Online. It had a battle axe of draining and then a regular battle axe. Those were the only 2 weapons that I had got the whole game that were anywhere near using for axes. I still won the game. I was a squishy melee fighter that ran a +4 axe of draining and a +6 regular axe. I couldn't find any brand weapons, I didn't find any good stuff, I don't remember what god I went, but look, it's not the point. At the end of the day, all I'm trying to say is you don't really need an amazing artifact. Okay, let's. So we've covered weapons. Again, don't be too hasty in switching. It might not be worth it. Let's talk about armor and jewelry. So armor and jewelry, the main things you look for in an artifact is the resistances and the see invis and other like cool stuff that you get. Slaying, invis, see invis, and resistances are the things that you kind of consider. See invis is not necessary, of course, if you already have it. It's not necessary. So when you look at an artifact like that, and it's something that's going to be in your build, if it comes with a downside, like minus telly, I would never wear it. Just personally, never wear it. The reason why is because it takes time to take the thing off, and that could mean death when you want to teleport out. If it has minus cast, that's actually okay on some characters. Fighters might never cast spells. That's good. You can ignore those safely. Contam, so the new one that contaminates you badly when you take it off. Honestly, the only time when that matters is when you're taking it off. So if you don't take it off, it doesn't exist. Drain, same thing. Confusion and Corrode, though, are a bit more dangerous. Confusion will randomly confuse you when you take hits, and Corrode will do the same thing, but corrode you. These ones you need to play around. These ones you need to kind of keep in mind that they exist constantly when playing your game. Because randomly being confused and not paying attention will get you killed. I can guarantee that. So yeah. And finally, I guess the last malice is, for an artifact, is stealth minus. If you're not a stealthy character, don't worry about stealth minus, or even stealth plus. It doesn't mean anything to your character at all. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Next video will be winning the game, I suppose. What we're gonna do, what we need in Zot, a little bit of a checklist, and then we'll stop. Thank you for watching. See you next time.